Hey guys, it's Amy. Today is March 7th. I apologize, I haven't done a video in about a week. I've been decoding on the blog, but I just haven't had time to get everything into like a video. So I hope this video doesn't go too long, but we're going to kind of go over, the last 7 days of headlines, showing you the rituals that have played out in the last week. So, guys, if you are new here, my name's Amy. I do teach Gematria. It is just the practice of coding letters into numbers. It is an ancient Kabbalah practice. I promise it's a real thing. Look it up. It's just something they didn't teach us in school. And the guy that made this calculator, the Gematrinator, it's a handy dandy tool because when you type in any word, um, you're going to get your four base ciphers, right? Which is just taking the English alphabet the way they taught us. 26 letters, number them 1 through 26, right? A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. There's a song out there called Murder by Numbers by the Police, and it literally states that if you're going to rise, in the ranks of the industrious, in the great Hall of Fames, that it's murder by numbers 1, 2, 3. It's easy as learning your ABCs. I promise. Look up the lyrics. And this is what they're talking about Kabbalah and Gematria. So the four base ciphers is just A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. You're reducing it. Everything's a single digit. And then you're just going to reverse it and do the same thing. So you got four base ciphers. So every word like murder has four numbers attached to it. There's more ciphers, but what I teach is just these four basic ones, okay? Um, so on to the blog, right? So this is my blog, guys. This is where I document everything. If you're not subscribed, you're more than welcome to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. The last video that we done, I think, was like Madonna. I know we did Madonna's brother, so if you haven't seen those videos, you can go back and watch those. I do want to talk about Tom Sizemore on the 28th because that's the day that the doctors actually came out and stated that they had recommended end of the life, you know, whatever it is they call hospice. I guess most people call it hospice, but end of the life, comfort care. And they did that on the 28th of February, which was 220 days from the anniversary of Saving Private Ryan, which is what he's known for. So I went ahead and started looking into it then because I was like, let's see if we can try to figure out what day they're going to put him in the headlines dead. So the headline about the end of the life care came 220 days from the release. Brotherhood of Death is 220. He's 61 years old. They tell us he had a brain aneurysm, and it happened on 218, February 18th. So his name equals 218, the day he had the brain aneurysm at the age of 61. So you can see the pattern, for his life right there. 218 was 81 days after his birthday, and we know that's a big ritual number. So here's where I put when is he scripted to die in the headlines? I think either March 2nd or 3rd. He ended up dying in his sleep the night of March 2nd into March 3rd. So this was a true prediction based off, you know, gematria, right? So they kept highlighting that day the end of the life decision, and it came with ritual sacrifice, so we knew they were going to get him. It was just a matter of days. So the reason that I was thinking it was going to be March 2nd or 3rd was because it was 144 days before that anniversary. And we know that's a big number with the Mark of the Beast and the Jesuit order and the rituals that they do. We see a lot of people die 144 days before or after a birthday or a big event in history that they were part of. And it's also 223 days after the release. So it's 223 days after 144 days before. So that's why they got him. That's why I had picked out either March 2nd or 3rd because I was like, that's probably when he's going to die. And sure enough, he died in his sleep when he went to bed March 2nd through March 3rd. So Saving Private Ryan actually they've got it in here. This is the sixth shit that they do, man. So, like, if you go to look at these movies, it's going to tell you it goes for 170 minutes. And then they sacrifice this dude off, years and years later. These people's lives are planned out in advance, and you can see it when you learn gematria, like you really can. So they ended up saying he died on the third. Like I said, he went to bed on the second, he died on the third, and let me find that. There it is. Here we go. So let's go ahead and talk about his death real quick. So they killed him off on the 62nd day of the year. He passed in his sleep. We already covered that. Right there it is, March 3rd. He died. Here's his headline. He died the 144 days from the anniversary, 223 days after. The Synagogue of Satan's 223, Skull and Bones is 223 and 61. So he's dead 223 days from the anniversary of Saving Private Ryan at the age of 61. But there it is. That's the pattern of his death. And this came from a guy off of Facebook, Joseph. He does some good decodes. I don't know, I don't stay in the drama, so but he does some good decodes. And he actually posted that he died 238 days after Tom Hanks' birthday, and Saving Private Ryan is 238, and that was who he was in the movie with, that he got famous for. So we knew he was a ritual sacrifice that they do every day in the headlines, and we'll go over some more of them here. So on March 1st, we got the headline of the Baltimore Colts star Fred Miller. He's dead at age 82. He's dead 202 days from his draft, and he was picked 201. All of these are numbers that we see. I promise. Don't get overwhelmed with the numbers. You're going to see them over and over. Like when you see 86, think about it. When you're in a restaurant and they 86 something, they're out of it, right? There's no more. So they 86 people. They human sacrifice them off, blood sacrifice them off. Right there's the 86, right? He was picked 201, big number with the Jesuit order. That's why we get our president on January 20th every year, because they're selected, not elected. They're selected, not elected. Understand that. Like none of these people up here are to try to help us and things. They're just and look, when they posted his picture, so they couldn't get a picture of him, like by himself or anything like that. They had to post him beside a picture of number 74 here. Letting, the people that understand this language, they knew what that was. They're like, oh, they killed him off. These are sick games that are played by the elite. So they also ended Black History Month by killing off this activist, pioneering black lesbian activist, Miss Betty Powell, is dead at age 82. And look, there's her name, 82. So many people die by these patterns right here. That's how they ended Black History Month. So we also got the headline that Charles Manson, one of his followers that was involved in killing the pregnant girl, died at the age of 73. Another one of those sacrifice numbers, guys. Today is actually March 7th, so I'm sure somebody big's going to be in the headlines today, with this code. So they killed off Linda Kasabian, and she died at 73. Her death was announced on January 28th. Look, there's that 144 again. See, I told you, don't get discouraged. You're going to see the same numbers over and over. So her death is announced 144 days before her birthday. And she killed Sharon Tate on the day leaving 144 days left in the year on August 9th. So that's the day that she killed actress Sharon Tate. And then she's announced dead 144 days before her birthday at the age of 73 in the headlines. This is supposedly where they killed Sharon Tate at, which has the 174 and the 66 connection with the number of the beast. They call it the Tate LeBlanca murders, which is 187, just like Brotherhood of Death, just like your National Homicide Code is 187, the police use. So they're saying that she died on January 21st, which, guess what? Her name equals January 21st, right? 121. There's her name. Blood sacrifice is 121. She killed Sharon Tate. All of those are 121. So Linda dies on January 21st in a blood sacrifice ritual years after killing Sharon Tate on January 21st. See, like it's all the same patterns, guys. Like you just when you learn the language, look, and she's dead 201 days from the anniversary of Sharon Tate's sacrifice. See, we just seen the 201, right? And I said that's big Jesuit order numbers, order Illuminati. So they killed her off 201 days from the anniversary of killing Sharon Tate. You know, murder by numbers, guys. It's murder by numbers. One, two, three. It's easy as learning your ABCs. Manson died on November 19th, and she died 64 days from his death, which is a big kill number. And they do these over and over, and that's how they make history repeat because they're just putting a new actor in play. They've got that pattern, and they know exactly what they're going to do and when they're going to kill them off. So we also got on March 2nd, we got the headline of the student athlete from Clark University. And of course, they put out their tribute for his death. Guess how old he is when he dies, guys? These are the people that put out the tribute. See, CAU remembers. He's 20, age 20. And look, there's that same number, right? Where did they kill him off? Lighthouse Catholic Center. That 121. And there's that 257. So the Lighthouse Catholic Center equals 257 and 121, and blood sacrifice equals 121 and 257. And we know that 42 and 59 are huge numbers with Black history. And if you look, he was born on the day leaving 42 days left in the year, and then he died on the 59th day. Sick rituals, man. There's a reason that 42 is coded all over Black history. There is a reason. He died 102 days from his birthday, so he was born on the 42nd day, or the day leaving 42 days. Hang on. He was born on the day leaving 42 days in the year. And then they killed him 102 days from his birthday, which is slavery in the N word. Numbers we see all the time. Look, they killed him in Black history, part of Black history, last day of the month, on a sacrifice date. Another race ritual in the headlines to divide and conquer. So that same day we got another headline with Jerry Richardson. He had died in his Charlotte home on March 1st. And here's your headlines. Carolina Panthers founder Jerry Richardson dies at 86. Well, there it is again. There's that 86 to be out of. And look what his name equals. So he got 86 at the age of 86, and his name equals 86. There's that 220 again. Look, you can't make this up, guys. Like, I promise, it's every headline. Like, he was the 154th pick when he got drafted, which is ritual sacrifice. And we're coming up on the 58th Super Bowl, and he actually drafted in 58. So, honestly, I mean, these sacrifices that you see of these owners and things like that, they normally, point towards the Super Bowl. So you might want to think about paying attention to what sacrifices you see in the headlines because it may be a clue to the next Super Bowl of who they already know is going to win because it's all scripted. It's all scripted. So he died 17 days after the last Super Bowl. And look, the Super Bowl was played on February 12th. His name equals February 12th. And then he's killed 17 days later. It's just ritual patterns. Over and over again, y'all. So the Alex Murdaugh, I'm going to do a bigger video on this one, but we'll run through it real quick here because I actually did a post on this when it first came out last year and it's all connected. So we're just going to kind of go through here real quick here. This is connected big time with the judge. And there's those codes. Remember us, these codes that we know, guys. So the opening statements began on January 25th, which was 2 days of jury selection. So the trial began on the 25th of January, right? So we got that 251. So we got the trial beginning on January 25th. Now he's actually guilty 38 days after the jury began the selection. So they started picking the jury on January 23rd, and then the trial began on the 25th. So we're 38 days away from when they started picking the jury, and he's found guilty of murder. We know that's a big murder number because we just see it up here, right? Look, killing, Lucifer, RIP, death. Like, these are all murder numbers, right? 38s. Now, Clifton Newman is the judge, and the murder happened on June 7th, right? So we know that's that human sacrifice number, just like the 86. So it's 86 and it's 67 in reduction. So that's the day the murder happened, right? And we got Clifton Newman as the judge, finding him guilty 38 days after they started the trial, right? Now, if you look, Judge and Gavel has a complete overlap in the base ciphers, right? If you ever wonder why they called it a gavel, Gematria will tell you the reason. This is occurring 20 months after the headline, and death is 20. I don't have that up here, but death equals 20. So 20 months after her death, or the family's death, it got this guy in the headlines. And here's our judge, 79. Murder equals 79. The Society of Jesus equals 79. But here we are 115 days after the judge's birthday, which is a number that I teach about a lot. We had 4 football players in 1 week that died 115 days from their draft anniversary last month. And now you've got this guy in the headlines being convicted of murder 115 days after this judge's birthday. It's 83 days before he assumed his position as judge. See how they did this? Like, let's go back up here to this. So we're 115 days away from the judge's birthday, 38 days from when they started the trial, 83 days from when the judge took office. The judge's name equals 79. And we started it on the 25th of January, this trial. You know, like, what day is he guilty? March 2nd. 38 days after the trial began. So 38 days later, on March 2nd, he's found guilty. And everybody's all invested, right? Everybody's all up in the news, like, oh my gosh, what's going on with the murder? It's just another bullshit propaganda piece, man. Bullshit propaganda piece. Like, I'm going to do a whole different video on John Bonet. Her house actually went up for sale. I really don't want to get into that like right now because that's going to be a way bigger video um, than what we need to get into right now because I don't want this video to be, extra long. So on March 3rd, we got the Ted Donaldson, and he was from Father's Knows Best, and his headline came out on the 62nd day of the year. So they killed him right there. He's dead 170 days from his birthday. There we go. Right there it is. Sacrifice of him. So they sacrificed him 170 days from his birthday on the 62nd day of the year. Well, that's when they put him in the headlines. He actually died on the 1st, but they put him in the headlines on the 62nd day of the year for a reason, on the 3rd. He died 149 days after the anniversary of Father's Knows Best. That's that skull and bones number. He got his start, his first start that he got, he played Arthur Thomas in Once Upon a Time. And now he's dead 172 days from his birthday. And Arthur Thomas equals 172. So when they gave him this position, this part, they knew they were going to kill him 172 days from his birthday. Like, and Once Upon a Time actually lasted for 89 minutes, and now he's dead at the age of 89. And it released, let's see, he's dead 121 days from the release of that as well. So there's that number again. Look, he's dead from when it released, 121 days. Just like we've seen Manson's killer dead on January 21st when Sharon Stone equaled 121 and her name equaled 121. Like it's the same numbers, guys, over and over. So they wanted to scare everybody in the headlines on the 3rd with famine. North Korea's food shortage is about to take a deadly turn for the worse. March 3rd. And look what famine equals. 33. You gotta love how they do it, man. It's every day, just sick ass rituals. So the inventor of the COVID vaccine, one of the inventors died on March 3rd as well. And guess which one he invented? The Sputnik V, which equals 33. And that's that sacrifice number we just talked about. And his name has the 6273, just like sacrifices 73 and 62. And then they killed him on 33. They even posted it, Yahoo posted it at 11:30 a.m. And that's the day that we got the coronavirus. They declared this right here on March 11th. So on March 11th, we got the pandemic. And now you got this dude dead, just the same. So that's the same one we just did. Okay, so we already did it, went over Tom's passing, so we're not going to go back into that one. This one's just a short decode that I looked into. When I was reading the article, they kept saying a brutal murder, and the city is 174, just like New World Order, just like Number of the Beast, which are all gun violence headlines. And they had the nerve to say that the cops killed him after they stopped him at 322. We know that's the number for the Skull and Bones is 322. So if you read the report, it says officers with the Farmington Police Department in Utah stopped Chase Allen for a routine traffic stop at around 3:22 p.m. and then they killed him. All right, steadily just fueling that fire, man, fueling the fire. So we got the Tampa Bay Rays on the 5th. They're deeply saddened by the passing of their announcer Dave Willis. So Dave Willis is dead at the age of 58, and he's dead on March 5th, okay? Or March 3rd, I'm sorry. No, March 5th, Lord Jesus. Okay, so we got Dave Willis dead on March 5th at the age of 58, and he's the announcer of the Tampa Bay Rays. Do you see the pattern? So he died March 5th at the age of 58. Dave Willis was the Tampa Bay Rays announcer. Perfect rituals every time. And then they put the tribute in the headline. They got to put that tribute in the headline. He died on the 64th day, 17 years after he started. And we know that's the kill number. All right, 17 years after he started. And the very first season that he announced in, it started on April 3rd, which is, look, there's April 3rd's date. Lucifer killing, Masonic murder. Same patterns over and over and over, guys. We got the creature of the Black Lagoon dead, too. He died at the age of 93, and he died on 227, and that's his name. But they didn't put it in the headlines until like the 3rd or the 1st, somewhere around in there. But he actually died on 227, which is his name, because, that's how they do it. Like, every time, guys, every time. It's the same patterns over and over. So we also got the first transgender MP dead from New Zealand. She died 125 days after her birthday, and transgender's 125. She died at the age of 65 on the 65th day of the year. 125 days from her birthday. First transgender lady. See? Transgender, transgender, transgender. Pushing that headline, pushing that mind control. We also got the attack on the Cop City on March 5th, which was just ridiculous because if you look at Cop City 3-5, it happened on 3-5 and there was 35 people detained. Police arrest 35 Cop City protesters. And they protested on March 5th. See, it's the same patterns over and over and over again. We just talked about a dude dead at 58, right? From the Tampa Bay Rays. Well, we also got the former Patriots running back Robert Perryman dead at 58. He actually died on February 23rd, but they didn't announce it until March 6th. And, we know why they killed him on 223. That's a big day. But then they actually said he died of dementia. And, 58 years old, dead of dementia. He died 130 days after his birthday. And look, this is the same pattern that we just seen with Sharon Tate. So we got Robert Louis Perryman Jr., 130. He's dead 130 days after his birthday. Human sacrifices, 130. He's picked 79. We talked about that with the judge. Murder 79, Society of Jesus 79. So he was the 79th pick. And he's dead 130 days after his birthday. And his name equals 130. It's the same patterns over and over, guys. He's also dead 64 days from his draft anniversary. So he's picked 79 and he's 64 days from his draft anniversary. Kills 64. They even said he caught 64 passes and started in 38 games. That's how they put it in the headlines, including 38 games as a starter. Caught 64 passes. I bet he did. It's the same patterns over and over, guys. And then they put him in the headlines right there. 35 years after he drafted, he is dead of dementia. 35 years after he drafted. He drafted to the Patriots on the 118th day. Look, Patriots equals 118. He drafted on the 118th day, and now he's dead 35 years later from dementia. 130 days after his birthday. And he was picked 79. Guys, these are not coincidences when you can document them like this over and over and over again. So we also got the headline of Sarah Lane from the Virginian, dead at 73. Well, guess what? We already seen the 73 in a bunch of videos that I just did over. This is 7 days worth of news, guys. 7 days worth of news. 7. Count 7. Sarah Lane, actress, dead at the Virginian, dead at the age of 73. What do you think the Virginian equals? 73. Just like sacrifice and ritual sacrifice. She died on March 3rd. The headline came on March 6th. So she died on that sacrifice number again. The Virginian actually released in 62, and she dies 201 days from the anniversary of it. Same pattern we just seen. Over and over again. There's that 220. And you wonder why people are chosen for roles in these movies and things, guys. It's not just because they're a good actress. It is not because they're a good actress. It's because they fit a pattern. Yesterday was 3-6. 3 sixes, right? March 6th, 3 sixes. We've got a big old headline about a suspicious death. Suspicious death. Suspicious death. Like it's all the headlines. Have it highlighted. Well, 3 sixes is 216, right? 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. So let's look at it. We got Carnival Cruise in 2023. We know that's the Synagogue of Satan number. We know that's the Skull and Crossbones number. They're reporting a suspicious death on March 6th. See the date? March 6th. Suspicious death. March 6th. And look, suspicious death is 216. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Don't believe me? Pull out your calculator. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. So on March 6th, we get the suspicious death all in the headlines. The FBI is investigating the kill, so no worries. It's not like we've seen the 17 and 64 and all the other ones, right? They began their investigation on March 4th. Same numbers over and over. And then we got the headline of this crazy, because, you know, everybody dies from jet turbulence, right? So now we got this White House person dead from turbulence on 3-6. What's her name equal? 3-6. And I didn't write it like that. The article did. Look. Dana J. Hyde's name was released by the Connecticut State Troopers, one of the agencies investigating Friday's emergency landing at Bradley International Airport. Look right here. Who served on both the Clinton and Obama administrations. Look, she died of turbulence. Look, there's that number again, 121. So she's dead of turbulence on March 6th. Right? In the headlines. So her headlines is attributed on the March 6th from turbulence. That's when they released her name. Sick people, man. Sick people. It's the same patterns over and over. But guys, like and subscribe, share my videos. I love y'all. Y'all take care.